hello there, my Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your Path of True Love reading for November 2019. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, president of DTCP Inc., Dark Circle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, which means I make a living at it. And damn skippy happy to be here doing these reads for you. If you are new to my channel, please go check out my description box, my About Me link, About Mark, About Mal link. That's a good read in there. Little synopsis of my career for over 30 years, maybe even longer than that at this point. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so that I can eventually do a super live chat. So if you're feeling it, please do. Please subscribe, because I spent decades conversing face-to-face with people in readings and doing teachings. Like, if you look at my old videos on my channel, old videos, I've only had it for 3 years, but, you know, I recorded a lot of classes that I taught. Like, that was really my milieu, if you will, but, of course, took clients, like, for decades face-to-face. So this is my new career move, apparently. The gods wanted me to do this. So how Aquarian, right? How Aquarian to just to bring it out to the whole world. Cool. For my subscribers, thank you so much for returning. I will say, you know, I bless the decks beforehand. I shuffle and bless them before I hit record. This, like, the Capricorn read was reverent in this same vibration, but this was really, I have to say, very sparkly. Maybe I was breathing too much prana or something, but oh my god, something really celestial. So buckle in, or don't. You might be more comfortable in this vibe than I am as an earth sign. By the way, I'm doing these readings when the moon is in Pisces, and I'm a Pisces moon, so I'm kind of feeling everybody's fucking everything. A little kid, one of my neighbor's kids, was like screaming in pain outside, and I felt it before I heard it. I was like, what's that? What's going on now? So yeah, I'm utilizing my empathic whatevers in the work as well, but my field must be pretty open, right? Which, by the way, brings up a point. These are general reads. I am reading collectives, and believe me, am I reading collectives today? I feel like the numbers in the collective I used to read just expanded exponentially there. So if it doesn't click, it's not your read this time, right? For your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus sign. But that's why I always do at least Sun, Moon, Rising when I do a zodiacal collective read, right? Or twin flame, soulmate, whatever it is. So do check your other signs. And you know, even if 25% of this one is giving you a piece of information, well, then, you know, that's the spiritual path for you. That's the path of true love. It's a hero's journey. It's almost like a Hercule Poirot in a way. Who done it? You know, oh, me, I done it. It's all been my path. And so that's a good segue there. The path of true love is your spiritual path, your healing path, your hero's journey, if you will, through the lens, the patternings, the archetypes of your relationships in this life. Yes, of course, past life relationships. It took so many lifetimes to set up this one, right? Like, how many toxic relationships have you had in your past lives? And this is the one where you're clearing them all up. But as you heal them for yourself, you're healing it for the collective. So if all of us are doing our work that way, right, we can get, it's a service to the whole world. It's just the fifth dimensional paradigm, right, of unity consciousness. As one heart heals, all hearts heal, right? So even though people, you know, court cards might pop up, there might be an oracle card that comes and says, that's not me, that's that bastard, right? That's that pain in my ass. That's that pain in my ass, serving that. Well, this is about you, though. So what is it triggering within you? Because here's the tea, right? No tea, no shade. All tea, no shade. All pink lemonade. That everything that happens on the path of true love is to help us grow, right? Just like the hero at the beginning of the journey hears the call, refuses the call, disaster ensues, then hears the call, and then follows the call, and off he goes, right? He, she, hero, heroine, but you know that word heroine now has such a different meaning. So let's just say hero is gender neutral, like witch as gender neutral. So, you know, you don't have to like it, that everything that happens in your relationships is part of a divine plan and here to help you. Everything's here to help us, right? You can absolutely actively hate it. But if you can keep it like the little MTV logo in the corner of your mind, just go, somehow this is all helping me, then it gives you a little bit more strength and courage to at least deal and to love what rises. So that hatred inside of you, I hate this, the frustration, the irritation, the depression, the whatever it is, the lead, right? To alchemize it into gold, love what rises. And that's what the path is about. The path of true love is not about finding your true love. It's about becoming true love. So that as others become true love, you bring them together, right? And by the way, this isn't all about sex and romance, right? This isn't all about, you know, getting married or not, you know, whatever. These are about all of your relationship patterns. One lesson in content, but near infinite number of forms, right? The difference between content and form. Very Course in Miracles. I am a Course in Miracles student as well as teacher, and there's a bunch of my vids on that. The trailers are pretty much on YouTube. Some of my Sunday morning services I used to do, you can go watch, but otherwise go on Vimeo. That's the Vimeo on demand. I got a really chunky amount of vids on Vimeo on demand. As a matter of fact, the first link underneath the basic description is the Path of True Love workshop. 5 classes that I did in a workshop series. Go have a look. Pay once, view forever. That's how I roll. Because they're classes. People should be able to go back and look at them. You know, just get to watch it once. No. I want access to this. Cool. So what else? It's a general read. Oh, right. We're doing masculine, feminine energy in here. We're going to be using the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, the voice of the goddess, to talk about your feminine energy. And we're going to be using the Mythic Tarot, Juliet Sharman Burke, brilliant deck for the Divine Masculine, but your Divine Masculine. So it's not that we're going to look at the Divine Masculine on this, or on this side, I usually do it, and then the Divine Feminine on this side. That's what I do in a Twin Flame read. This is your reading. So this is about you learning how to balance and hopefully heal the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine within you. Technically they're healing you, but that's another conversation. And then marry them together, right? Bring them into a healthy partnership. So just here for an example, if your inner female is like, let's just say the Empress, right? The Empress card. This is a good way to look at this, right? Just like that maternal, pregnant, you know, giving, loving. But your Divine Masculine is a child, right? Then it's a mother-child relationship. And then that's good in the sense like, oh, the Divine Feminine in me has to really love and support unconditionally the Divine Masculine child in me, right? So it's just so helpful. And as you do that, and no one can do that for you, which is sort of brilliant. It's the one choice you always can make, right? No matter what's going on. Okay, what's going on? Not that what I'm going through is causing this, but everything on, you see, we keep reversing cause, effect. No, cause, effect, but not, oh, I attracted this. This is something I came into this life to work on. And the divine plan is manipulating the quantum hologram to heal this within me. But I have to play my part just because it's scripted. Doesn't mean I'm not supposed to participate. You just can't be passive about it. You gotta do the work. You gotta do, whatever that is. Cool, is that it? Is that everything? If I remember, I'll bring it up. They'll remind me, because I want to get into this read. That blessing was lovely. That's enough exposition for now. Let's dive in. Oh, yeah. Okay, all the decks that I read are in the bottom of the description box. They're all the ones that I read. They're all pretty much, they are all up there hidden away. That is like a fucking Easter egg, star egg hidden. There's all sorts of shit going on up there. I'm a Virgo. But they're all in there. If you are interested in getting more info on the decks themselves, I do give credit where credit is due. Cool. You ready, my aquas? Breathe. No, I'm not kidding. Every time you inhale, all the prana, the chi, the grace that you need comes in for that moment, and you exhale everything that's ready to go and leave, that is ready to go in that moment. Leaves. That's the waxing and the waning of your breath, right? the flow of prana and chi and grace and reiki and shmeki and eggs and bakey. You just breathe. And I'm doing that for myself because watching these videos in edits, I'm like, whoa, I'm like a machine gun. Calm down. And I notice I'm breathing shallow because the energy, it's coming through so fast. And so they said to me, slow down and breathe. There's plenty of time. If it runs an hour, it runs an hour. If it's done in 20, it's done in 20. Just do the work. I'm like, gotcha. Cool, cool. So we're going to start with Caroline Myss Archetype card. So breathe. Oh, here they are. My pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, one card to signify this Aquarian collective. Sun, moon, rising, Venus sign on the path of true love for November 2019. What would be the most helpful archetype for them to learn about, to look at, to find within themselves, and to begin alchemizing? Oh, well, one jumped out. I don't get jumpers a lot, but the Knight, the K-N-I-G-H-T. So are you the dark knight or the light knight? Let's not say black and white. That's racist, right? That's Arthurian legend. What did they know? They were all white. I'm a quarter Sicilian, baby. The rest is Euro. Woo, the light attribute. Now here, the thing about this is that knights are about quests, right? So this isn't the Knight of Cups or the Knight of any of that. That's tarot. This is an archetype. Close to the rescuer archetype, but different. It's a divine masculine, right? Now, Aquarius is a masculine sign. The 3 air signs are masculine, as well as the 3 fire signs. The 3 water and the 3 earth are feminine. That's just how it's broken up. And that masculine, feminine language, is not my favorite if you're following along with me here, if you're a subscriber. I prefer yin and yang, right? For yin for, yin and yang, right? Feminine, masculine. And we're going to be looking at that. But this is definitely a masculine family archetype. Every archetype has lead and gold. Boys, Mama's working. Mama's got to do what a mama's got to do. I will not have fighting in my house. Usually I read the light and the shadow, but since them Samhain reads, and if you haven't watched your Samhain Mercury retrograde read, you might wanna. I don't know what's in it at the moment, I don't remember, but shit, right? So this time I'm reading the shadow and then the light. So let's get into this gig. Alyssa Edwards, shadow attribute. Allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle. Romantic delusions. Now look, this is a path to true love read. Like I said, they're not always romantic. So if that doesn't come up, that romantic delusions part, then it is what it is. But allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle. In other words, that what is a knight ruled by? Right? What rules them? Can be a person, can be an organization, right? Can be a corporation, can be their work, can be the toxicity in their families, right? It's just, that's the way we do things. That's who I am. It's like, no, it's not. That's not your soul. That's the ego, like a demon fucking eating your head. Or a destructive principle. Like, do it to them before they do it to you. Right? Destructive principle, win at all costs. Like jousting, right? The shadow. Let's look at the light. Loyalty, romance, and chivalry, a love of honor. There is no healing without honor. I'm sorry that we all experience dishonorable choices and we make them and we have to, and it's scripted. If we could have done any better, we would have done better. If it could have gone differently, it would have gone differently. That is just the quantum truth of it all. And from fifth dimensional perspective, all of our choices and the outcomes of those choices are already programmed within the hologram before we come in. It's a holographic world. Do the quantum physics stuff. By the way, do check out the Quantum Queen on YouTube. I don't know her. I haven't chatted with her, but I have found her to be so tuned in. I'd love to meet her. I think she's a Pisces. I wonder how's she doing today. I would like to meet her, have a drink with her if she drinks, and just say, hi, sister. You're really good at what you do. She's really, really great. So loyalty. Loyalty, what are you loyal to, right? Can you take this shadow, oh, should it exist in you? This shadow's in all of us, right? And alchemize it into loyalty, romance, and chivalry because of a love of honor. Now, again, the word romance is in there twice. That may or may not be in here, but that's why we got other cards. So think of this as the dominant energy of the reading. Every other card is going to relate back to that. So it's really like one main card and 6 clarifiers, right? One from each deck. So we're going to do the Healing with the Angels Oracle, the voice of the angels. So my angels, breathe. My angels, please, one card in clarity for this Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. On the path of true love for November 2019, since the collective is speaking of the Knight archetype, what say you for them? Archangel Michael, cutting through the bullshit, seeing through illusion, cutting yourself free from something that no longer serves. I mean, come on, Archangel Michael. There's only one Archangel card in this deck, and she chose Michael. Probably because everybody knows him. If it was Archangel Uriel, people would have to do research. No, nobody made a movie with John Travolta about Uriel, did they? I wonder who they would. I mean, I watched Lucifer. I know he pops up every now and again in different things. But I'm a Urielite, baby. The Earth Angel. Earth Angel. No, I sang that in the Capricorn at the end. No, we're not doing that twice in one recording day. Archangel Michael, the angel of truth. Also, yes, the protector and the defender, but the protector and defender of what? Now, look, you put, okay, hold the phone. Archangel Michael, right? Or Saint Michael. Patron saint of what? Policemen, firemen, rescuers, saviors. Wow. Archangel Michael's on your shit if you're in the shadow. Okay? And not that he's, you know, your enemy if you're not, but it's like if you've got that Michaelite vibe on you, like if you're saying one thing and doing another, Archangel Michael's on your case. I had a vision with Archangel Michael once, and it was a little scary at first because I remember I was sleeping and I kind of woke up and all I saw was this gigantic blue thing. Like this cobalt blue like orb, but it was huge, and then I just looked up, it was the fucking tip of his toe. Huge! Archangels are arcs of angels, right? Like billions of higher selves in terms of angelic resonance. It's just wild. And I mean, you know, the angels of fire, right? The element of the south. Transformation, but illumination. The iconic, of course they're going to give me this, I was raised Catholic, but the Catholic iconography of Michael is, you know, his foot on the head of the devil, Satan, with the sword, right? Because you really, if you can see it as the higher self and the ego, that was the old way we used to do it. Like, we have to just slash the fuck away and kill it. You can't kill the ego. You can't kill the ego. We're here to integrate it now, but we needed that, right? Like, we needed that teaching for centuries, millennia. We needed that, right? And even you'll still see it in modern day spirituality, that the ego is the enemy. Well, the truth is the ego is part of the higher self that has forgotten what it is. It's the part that's asleep. And so the dishonorable tendencies, look, we all have romantic delusions. We all, right? Did you grow up with a television or a movie in your life? Yeah. I mean, I don't blame Nora Ephron. We brought it up, but come on. You know, that happily ever after shit, right? And it's not all shit. Sometimes it does work out that way, but that's scripted. So, you know, we have a lot of illusions about this stuff. So just with the delusions and the illusions and Archangel Michael and all of that, there's a real huge opportunity for healing just that, right? Just those first 2 cards down. Talk about a path of true love wake-up call. Breathe. Oh, that feels so good. I was just waiting to inhale. Let's ask the goddesses through the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. Oh, my goddess Athena in particular, who sits in the throne, along with Heracles, who will do for the mythic tarot. Oh, my Athena, my gray-eyed goddess, please. 1 card in clarity. Oh, there you are. 1 card in clarity for this Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love for November 2019. An indication, please, a glimpse, a clue, a tip, a hint about this Aquarian's inner female, divine, feminine, intuition, emotions, and all that stuff. Well, Kiridwin, the Sagittarius card, the Crone of Flames, mutable fire. So she's wanting something. Your divine feminine inside of you is like stirring the cauldron, transformation. Let's make some change happen. Let's get some desires moving. You know, as much as I could really go into that, and I certainly could, you know, I use a spread similar to this in my private clients, right? They'll see a general read and like, that's me, I need more. It's like, contact me, my info's in the box below. I do it all the time. That's why if I don't get out like 100 videos in one day, it's because I have clients. Oh my God, but it's like the divine feminine here is just like burning. She's burning, she's burning, she's burning, she's burning for you. Yeah, and with that Knight, I mean, there's a lot of masculine energy there. Look, I'm sort of rocking back and forth a little bit. My sacrum's going. Maybe a case of the hornies there. Maybe that's just me. A big shock if it was. Wouldn't be that big of a shock. So let's look. So there's that to stir in the cauldron, right? Really read the mythology of Kiridwin. I know people say Ceridwin and all that. It's Celtic. It's not Celtic. It's Celtic. Well, I am, by the way, Irish and British and Scottish and Welsh and all of that by heredity on my father's side. So it's just like my ancestors. It's not how you say it. It's not how you say it. Let's ask the gods now. Oh, Heracles in particular. I've had this torque forever, and I know it's Celtic, but he was like, you can wear that. That's my totem for you. I was like, oh, he's so hot. I love Heracles. Heracles is the original Greek name of Hercules. Kevin Zorbo. Okay. My gods, Heracles in particular, there you are. But any of the gods that wish to chime in, please, one card in clarity for this Aquarian Knight archetype. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love for November 2019. Please, what's going on with their masculine energy? 5 of Pentacles. Not the 8 of Pentacles walking away. But, you know, you always hear being left out in the cold, right? 5 of Pentacles, certainly in the traditional Rider-Waite, that's there. But now here it is in this card too. 5 of Pentacles, some physical change. Now look, by the way, they're brewing. The Divine Feminine is brewing up Sagittarian expansion, Jupiter energy, right? Like, kind of blow this thing up. Mutable fire, all this desire, perhaps passion. But the Divine Masculine may be going through a literal physical change of some kind. That's definitely for some of you in the Aquarians, that your desire to move forward, to expand, to quest, right? Knight's quest with this truth. It might be burning you up on the inside and creating all of this kind of change in the outside. Now, in the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, the 5 of Pentacles is the earthquake, so it's something that happens very quickly, and usually that's the case with minor arcana cards. So it can be both, not just that the Divine Masculine, the outer form, the outer behavior, the outer conduct is changing, certainly with that 5 of Pentacles, but it may be as a result of erosion, so that renewal can begin, right? It's like, it's look, erosion and renewal, or if you like, birth, death, and rebirth, whatever language you want to use, it's scripted. When we get the renewal and we like it, oh, look what I manifested. When shit happens and something erodes and disappears and dies, we're like, why is this happening to me? And that's totally natural, by the way. I laugh at that for myself because now I see the cause and effect. Just not what we think it is, but we had to believe it was a certain way because it kind of worked that way for a while. But to get that, if there is erosion going on here, it's not the end of a cycle, it's the beginning of a new, right? That you're the 5, you're halfway to a 10. But there are adjustments, shake-ups that have to be made. And really, if there's any sort of spell work, prayer work going on with the Divine Feminine here, then you have to expect some things to shake up, like a baby tooth being pushed out, right? It's not fun for the kid, usually. Unless you got the wiggly tooth. Look, I got my own toy in my mouth. I got my toy in my mouth. Breathe. let's ask the masters. I love the masters. It's not that I didn't love them. It's just so much tinfoil hat woo land stuff, right? You know, oh, Aquarians, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Oh, I'm not going to name any names, but, oh, particularly with Archangel. Oh, in the 90s, I wanted to get all of the Archangel Michael channels together in a stadium with all of the Saint Germain channels and just have them fucking duke it out. Now, if they spoke in total symphony, you know, like stereo like that way, I would have blown my fucking mind. I don't know if they all saying the same thing, the same pitch and all of that. What are the chances, right? So, you know, what are the Ascended Masters? They're the souls that already went through this game, played the game enough that they mastered it, right? Like PhDs, and they reach down through the ethers, whatever, through the dimensional spirals, where however you want, the overtones, the octaves, all of that, to assist, right? Like guidance counselors, but with master's degrees. And they're fun. Like, they get my sense of humor. I think that's why they like me, because they're like, you're fun. I'm like, thank you. Just don't appear on my couch out of thin air. Don't Gary Renard me to Spirits of the Universe. Just read the first chapter. You'd be like, oh, jinkies. Talk about a mystery machine. Okay, my masters. Yeah, we like a good Scooby-Doo reference every now and again. Velma. Nice deep breath. My masters, please. One card in clarity for this Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love for November 2019. Considering we've got the Knight, Archangel Michael, Kiridwin, the Sagittarian card, and the Five of Pentacles. What say you? It's this one, isn't it? Oh, push me, pull me. Now, push me, pull me is certainly a dynamic in toxic relationships. No question. It can be part of passive aggression. It can be part of narcissism, particularly covert narcissism, if that's what you're dealing with in this situation. But by the way, that can also go on something outside of a push me, pull me. That relationship dynamic can be in any form of relationship, right? And it's just so funny in this card. I don't know if you can see it, but like the pulling, the come to me has a nice fertile tree, but the push away has a cactus. So there might be somebody who's kind of going back and forth between feast and famine in their own life. Like there's an imbalance there. Or what Laura is, oh, okay, yeah, this is the one. 1 foot on the gas, 1 foot on the brake. It's like, I want to go forward, but I'm afraid. I want to go forward. I want to, but I want to, but I want to, but I want to, but. And you got this bitch at the bottom scratching her head going, what the fuck? The fuck you want? The fuck you want? Now, Aquarians, you're usually good communicators. Depending upon your level of comfort, right? Otherwise, you're good at being friends. You're good at friend zone things. So with your friends, as long as it's kept light, right? You tend to do that. But with this Knight archetype, you are on a quest of some kind. Loyalty, romance, chivalry. Go read the Code of Chivalry. I'm not reciting it from memory because I don't remember it. But I know it's about being a decent person, right? Being loyal, being honorable. So with that push me, pull me dynamic, I mean, it's very much in soul contracts anyway, right? It's like, I'm so drawn to you, like, well, it's like the magnetism, the soul contract. Let's say it's just soulmate, right? We'll just take that for right now. That, oh, we're so drawn together, but I have my ego, right? So the soul is saying yes, and the ego is just terrified because it knows if it goes into the relationship, it's going to have to heal. But soulmates, you help each other heal. Twin flame, same thing, right? Except you can't heal each other. You teach each other how to heal and love yourselves. So, you know, that's the new definition for me that I'm sticking with because it fucking makes so much sense. I've had so many twin flames, my darling, that all my hairs aren't singed, particularly the shorter ones. So that push me, pull me dynamic absolutely makes sense, right? It's like, oh, I'm so drawn to in bed, I'm so fucking terrified, push me, pull me, and can absolutely be a manipulation technique. But in other words, the person's aware of what they're doing. Or it's really an unconscious thing, and shows two, like a masculine and a feminine that are out of balance. Now, I have to say, I don't think that your masculine-feminine balance is all that off. I mean, we got Kiridwin saying, let's do this, and then we've got this Five of Pentacles saying, well, things are shaking themselves out, so change, right? So it feels like your inner masculine, inner feminine are in balance with each other in the sense that with truth, you might just be done with this push me, pull me. And also, is it a push me, pull me within yourself? Good point, right? Is that a thing where we're all conflicted, right? Like somebody from the past comes back and the heart says, yes. And the memory, there's the memory of just like, no. And they're not who they were anymore, because this is the path of true love. It's all about becoming true love. And who the fuck is born healthy? Right? You start looking into contracts. Go read Sacred Contracts by Carolyn Mace and then tell me everybody's born pure. The soul is always pure before, during, and after the game. But it's the character. It's the character that the soul incarnated to play. So speaking of the soul, the higher self, and all of that, let's get a whisper of love here. By the way, this is the Love Pack by Chuck Spezzano. Baby Love Pack. That's where it's at. I love this deck, the Whispers of Love, and it represents the voices, plural, of all of the higher selves of all involved. So what are we going to do next? Breathe. Oh, shoulders drop a good half inch. The higher selves of all involved, please, one card in clarity for this Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Night archetype. The angels saying Archangel Michael, the angel of truth, the will of God. The goddesses are talking about Sagittarian energy, mutable fire. Whether there's a Sagittarian person in this Aquarian's life or not, great. If there's not, moot point. God's talking about the Five of Pentacles, about a shake-up, a walking away, a physical change. Not a walking away like the Eight of Cups, walking away or missing the boat maybe for some. Not really feeling that, though. The moon in this card is waxing. Another opportunity will come, but needing to sort of being locked out, having to go it on your own for a bit. The Divine Masculine, changes are happening. The Masters are talking about push me, pull me. So please, the higher selves of all involved, for this Aquarian, a whisper of love on the path of true love for 2019. Consider your foundation. You are being asked to look at how committed you are to love. Archangel Michael Knight much? Archangel Michael Knight! Oh my God! I just made a Knight Rider reference. Holy shit. Wow. I just Hasselhoffed myself. I apologize. I'll leave that there. Consider your foundation. You are being asked to look at how committed you are to love. Now, I will say, having dated every gay Aquarian that I can get my hands on in the 90s and a good chunk of the 2000s as well, y'all could be a little commitment phobic, or maybe that's just my experience. I'll own that. But that thing of distance, right? Where the Aquarian pulls, you see, when the Aquarian pulls back, that's one thing. That's where the ego tends to take over. But when the Aquarian pulls up, right, says, I need to look at this from my stratosphere, fixed air. I need to kind of go up and see the bigger picture here. Then I can come down with what I know, right? So that's that vertical tangent back and forth. Really, because Aquarians are so egalitarian, so humanitarian. They want to be everybody's friend, and they can be very friendly, but also a little dry and distant. I mean, everybody, it's like Spock, live long and prosper, right? That's Aquarian. It's like, that is not logical. What do you mean I should open my heart to someone who has hurt me, so to bless them? That does not compute, right? Yeah, that's sometimes the only way through. So consider your foundation. How committed are you to love? Now, no one else can answer that to you, and and they're saying with the Sagittarian card here in the Divine Feminine, that answer could be changing a lot for the month of November, waxing or waning. But though I am seeing in this card that this is a waning moon, a waxing moon there, so it could be like after this shakeup, or because of this shakeup, that push me, pull me isn't so fun anymore, because maybe roles were reversed. It's a large collective. It's not a small collective after all. Yeah, well, let's watch Disney make that a fucking boat ride. Okay. Let's ask the collective pantheons. Yay, the new arrival, the Journey of Love Oracle. So intense. Reading it from the book because it's new, but every time I read it from myself, I practically burst out into tears. And they've been really, really good in these readings. So, yeah, we're going to go for it. So, it's in the links below, but first time through, I might as well say it, right, for this series. Alana Fairchild Rassouli, Alana Fairchild, the author, Rassouli, I believe, the artist, and Richard Cohen, the poet. So it's a collaboration of three, right? Breathe. Ah, my collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Hi. Please, one card in clarity. A journey of love. About the journey of love. About where this Aquarian collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, Knight archetype is on the path of true love. Again, considering the Knight archetype. With Archangel Michael, the Sagittarian divine feminine, the Five of Pentacles divine masculine, the push me, pull me from the masters, and consider your foundation about willingness to love. Please, one card of deep clarity for these trying to be honorable knights on the path of true love for November 2019. Got it. Drop into your heart. Drop into your heart. Card number 68. I was born in 68. Well, narcissistic. Oh yeah, that's the year I was born. It's not your reading, Brenda. 60. Oh, well, it's practically at the end. 65. Of course, now I stared into the camera lights. Where are we? There we go. Drop into your heart. I had a Mr. Magoo moment there for a moment. Okay. Breathe. First part is sort of like not a description of the card, but it's the meaning of the card. But then there's an oracular meaning of the card, and then there's the poem. All right. Drop into your heart. There is a place of light within that no darkness can touch. It cannot be shamed. It can never be made impure. It is never lost or darkened or unavailable to us, though we may forget sometimes, sitting in a darkened room and not realizing that we can stand up and walk into the light so close to us, just on the other side of the doorway to the heart. Whatever may arise, great joy, great sorrow, drop into your heart and offer it to the divine, gently bowing your forehead to your hands in prayer. Connect mind to heart. Let yourself have some peace. It wants you, you know. Breathe. This oracle brings you an offering. The divine would like you to offer whatever is bringing your heart trouble or, of course, joy. The divine would like to receive this from you as a gift, that it may return to you some special blessing. Place your hands at your heart, and in genuine reflection, perhaps you may choose to offer your heart burden or light now. Either will be joyfully received by the divine, and you shall be graced with a gift in return. Now the poem. Longing. A dance to move beyond the feeling that draws me forward to a place born within that calls my soul to feel complete. Drop into your heart. Now look, your air signs, like I said, I've got some very, very dear friends who are Aquarians. One who's close but distant, and one who's close but close, right, in terms of geography. And they're dear souls. They're it's not reason, it's not season, it's lifetime, blessed be, right? Oh, three of them, actually. One of them's a dear girlfriend. She's a Valentine. And I know she's watching this. Love you, sweetheart. So I get that questing thing. You know, I get that, whether it's in their career or whatever. And it's, again, nothing here directly is talking about romance. So this could be in any relationship form going on with you. But the quest to be loyal, to be honorable, and perhaps having romantic delusions towards someone that's not a romantic partner, then it speaks to that romantic era about chivalry, right? About honor, that we even have relegated that to, in some ways, literary fiction, right? Or that's how it used to be the good old days. It's like, yeah, but honor is of the soul. If you want to integrate, if you want to awaken spiritually, it's not that you slay the ego, you embrace it, you let it speak, right? You bring it, you drop into your heart when you're in fear, when your heart is broken, when you're in depression, right? And then that's the cauldron of transformation, Kerwidwen. It's through the emotions. Yes, the thoughts, the pain, the past, all of that. But also to give your life, to surrender that to the divine. That not that the divine's going to take your light and run with it, but it's going to lift the shadow into light. Ask for help from the divine. Because if you're too proud to ask other people for help, Aquarians, just because every single one of you I know, except for the one divine feminine, love her so much, you know, it's like, no, I can do this by myself. I can do this by myself. Well, that's the ego. That's the illusion of separation. But you don't have to go begging. You can be honorable about it. Go before your gods, your masters, your angels, whatever, who is your higher power, right? I don't care. Zan and Jaina's Shaggy and Scooby, whatever works for you. Cthulhu, if you gotta. But that's where the alchemy is going on. It's in the furnace of the divine feminine here, to bring it, to drop into your heart, because the divine masculine might very well be going through so much change, doesn't know what to do. It's an earthquake. It might be happening very, very quickly. So bring head to hands in prayer and say, I give even this unto you, divine pantheon being of whoever comes to me, right? Of my whatever, right? Because there's a push me, pull me here, and that can be you wanting to move forward, but want to, but they can totally be within sight of you, within this relationship, like I want to, but, so you're given time to reconsider your foundation. Really, what is it that you want? How committed to you? Like, are you willing to take the risk to make it through this change, to make it through the rain, right? Through the earthquake? Because love is worth it, because it's the path of true love. And it's like, even if I get beaten and bruised, I can't die, I'm an immortal soul. Let's play this thing out, right? But that to drop into your heart. There's also something there saying, and this is true, I think it's not either or, it's both and, that, you know, take the time. Right? Take the time. If this is a really, where is he? Where is he? Right? If this is the divine masculine saying, too much going on right now, I need to kind of get through this thing, I'm feeling perhaps abandoned, perhaps lonely, whatever, then maybe that's the divine setting you up to reconsider your foundation, to take the time. But even as you do, remember to drop into your heart. Don't get caught in the mind. We are not the mind. We are not the mind. We're not the emotions. We're not our choices, decisions, desires, or bodies either. There, I just gave you air, fire, water, and earth. They are manifestations of the one, but we are the soul. We are the infinite spirit. We are the breath. And when we exhale our last in this life, we inhale in the next one, and not necessarily right back into a baby body either. Right? That breath is life. So, oh my goodness gracious, my Aquarians, this was something else. Really, really, really touched by that knight archetype with Archangel Michael. That's just so right there. And with Kerwidwen, you know, internal transformation too. Let's not forget that Jupiterian expansion through transformation from within. Five of Pentacles, you know, if you were my private client sitting across from me, I would throw cards until we had a really good idea what that was, Virgo, that I am. But with that push me, pull me, address that. You're going to be addressing that, either yours or someone else's, but you're part of the push me, pull me. It's on your path, considering your foundation, and drop into the heart. And so here, I'll give you a little starter. Ready? Let's say a little prayer, a little blessing for you. Breathe. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, may the Aquarian collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love, that they may find their honor, that they may find their truth, that they may transform, that they may get what they need through this time of external change, resolve that push me, pull me, by considering their foundations and dropping into the heart for the being of all, because we need them. We need our Aquarians. We need their light. We need their genius. And we need their night, K-N-I-G-H-T. Blessed be the Aquarian Collective for the well-being of all. And so it is. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'm taking a break, and then I'm going to do Pisces. And then I'm going to eat bolognese by the bowlful. Thank you so much for watching. But for now, my aquariums, my aqua lungs, hail, farewell, mwah, and blessed, blessed, blessed be.